Magic Grammar Table. Hello there, today I'm going to do some magic to help you see the big picture when it comes to conjugating verbs. By the end of the video, you should be able to choose and conjugate verbs correctly with confidence. To start with, we need to draw a table with 6 columns and 4 rows. In the top row, I'll write the headings past, present and future. In the 4th column, the verbs that we're going to conjugate are a regular verb, the irregular verb, be, and the irregular verb, have. Today we're going to use the regular verb work as an example. Now let's conjugate these 3 verbs for the first person singular, I. In the past, we need to add ed. This gives I worked. In the present, we use the infinitive, I work. In the future, we add will before the infinitive. This gives I will work. For the irregular verb be, in the past, we need to look at the 2nd column of the irregular verb table. Here, we have I was. The present for be is I am, and the future is always formed like regular verbs, I will be. For the irregular verb have, in the past we find I had, I have, I will have. Okay, now for the magic. We're going to add ing to be and the past participle to have, still using our regular verb work. This gives us I was working, I am working, I will be working. To form the past participle, for regular verbs you just need to add ed to the infinitive. But for irregular verbs, you can find the past participle by looking at the 3rd column of the irregular verb table. Here we have I had worked, I have worked, I will have worked. So now you can conjugate 9 different structures using only this table and the irregular verb table. We can take this further by adding any changes if we want to change the subject. In fact, in English, we need to make very few changes. For regular verbs, the only changes we need to make are to the present tense. 3rd person singular, he, she, it works with an S. For the irregular verbs be and have, there are some changes you need to learn by heart. I was, you were. I am, you are. He, she, it is. He, she, it has. So we're done with the conjugating. We know the form of these structures. So let's have a better look. We have 3 different present structures here. It can be helpful to learn what they're called. The present simple, the present continuous, the present perfect. Similarly, we can now conjugate the future simple, for example, the past continuous, the future perfect. So we know the form, we know the names. Now we need to know when to use them. The simple structures are generally used for permanent situations illustrated by this timeline, like facts or habits, and are often used with keywords like usually, sometimes, never. For example, I usually work at the office. The continuous structures are used for temporary situations happening right now or that are exceptional, with keywords like at the moment. For example, this week my car is broken, so exceptionally I'm working from home. The perfect structures are used if there is a consequence or the time period is unfinished. We use keywords like today, this year. For example, I have worked hard this year, so I expect a promotion. So there you have it. You now know how to form 9 different structures, what they're called, and when to use them. The most important thing to concentrate on and the most useful is the present column and the simple row. Once you've mastered these, the rest will follow. We can take this table one step further. We can add a final row have, had, have has, will have. We add been and we add VING. Here we use the verb work, so been working. This gives us the perfect continuous, which we use in an unfinished situation, as you can see on the timeline. For example, I have been working in Toulouse for 5 years. We use this with keywords such as for or since.